Hey, Mr. Stevens, how are you, darling? Sweetie, yesterday was the last day of Mercury retrograde. Now we got a shadow period until the 25th, but your situation, my darling, your situation should be slowing up, darling. Communication should be a little bit more smoother. I just turned off my air conditioner in my oh shit. I just turned off my air conditioner in my bedroom. Sweetie, the humidity here in Chicago, it's been a real thing. It has been a real thing, honey. How have you been, Mr. Stevens? Just out of curiosity, can you hear my music? Because if you can't, I gotta lower it. Honey, you two throw my ass out. I saged my home in 2 days in a row. Okay. Miss Stevens, saging is good. Are you focusing that intention? Are you focusing that intention? Let me get that. Okay, you can hear it. Hold on, baby. Let me see. Because, baby, YouTube ain't got no problem in throwing my fat ass off the air. All right, there we go. There we go. Yeah, it was Earth, Wind, and Fire. Okay. All right, that's good. Miss Stevens, though, here's the thing. Saging is wonderful. Saging is wonderful. The thing is, though, baby, is that if we do not address, if we do not address the internal stimuli that causes the things that, that brings about the situation that we're saging, you're going to be saging for a while, darling. Cop watch looking good. Oh, Aubrey Langrivas. Hey, how are you? Greetings, 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 y'all. Please don't forget to listen. Don't forget to hit the like and Miss Florida's greetings, my love. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe to the channel. I will be going live on Saturday. We'll be doing readings, but today is just a recap. Today is just a recap. I'm not blunt, sir. I'm honest. I'm honest, honey. Like I said. The truth that slaps you in the face is better than the lie that kisses you on the lips. Hey, Sal, greetings. Miss Florida, we got one of my moderators here. Please, y'all, put some hearts up in here. This is a hardworking woman. She got a kid in school. The school kids are going back, and I for one could not be happier that these kids are going back to school. Shit. Thank you, darling. Thank you, my loves. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Miss Jones, greetings, Miss Jones. Greetings, Miss Jones. Y'all, Mr. Stevens always bringing it up, bringing here and holding it down. Holding it down. Maybe that's kind of devotion empath loves, honey. A little Chicago empath loves. Greetings, y'all. Welcome. Please hit the like and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Before everyone get out of here, me and Mr. Stevens, we were having a little tete-a-tete. That's French for a little private conversation. And I was telling him that yesterday was the last day of Mercury retrograde. And that's a good thing. That's a good thing because a lot of miscommunication, excuse me, a lot of miscommunication will stop occurring. Now that we still have a shadow period, and that's to the 25th. That's to the 25th. So you all, we may be out. The planet it is spinning directly, but that don't mean that shit can't happen. All right. So yeah, officially the backwards motion is is official. All right. So we got that going on. But like I said, the Mercury aftershock. Oh yeah, that cleanup crew is still working, and so are you. So metaphysically, the meaning of Mercury going direct, what that means is that we get to repair any messy conversations or any messy projects or plans. So we could close the loops. We can close the loops while Mercury is moonwalking. Okay, it's integration time. It's integration time. The universe just gave us the edits. That's it. That's all. Integration. Yeah, Mercury. The universe just gave us the edits. Now we can polish the final draft. Are you following me? What I'm saying, chat? So now wait a minute. So I did say that Mercury went direct. Yeah, y'all, we got 19 people and we got 5 likes. Come on, y'all. I mean, damn. Just to hit the like button, it don't cost you shit. Right now, we're not just dealing with Mercury. The sky, listen, the cosmos has been feral. And they've been feral for a minute. The whole lineup moving in reverse. Each one of these planets is steering something different in us. Mercury, the shadow period, like I said, is up until August the 25th. So we still fine tuning, our clarity in communication and in our plans. Now Pluto. Now, if y'all remember, Pluto went retrograde in May 4th, and she's still gonna be retrograde. She's still gonna be retrograde until October 13th. Mr. Stevens, we going to address that. Keep the train in the station. We're going to address that. Pluto's going to go direct October the 13th. So the old power struggles, and the deep truths are coming to the surface. Transformation is going to be mandatory. Pluto is not playing with your tired bullshit. Pluto is saying we're going to get this together now. This is what we're going to do. This is what we're going to do. Neptune went into retrograde on July the 4th. And Neptune will be going back direct December the 10th. Neptune is calling you to see the bullshit that you do to yourselves. I was talking to Mr. Stevens before the chat got busy, that on a spiritual level, we can sage, we can affirm, we could pray, we could do all those things. But until we address, and this is where shadow work comes in, until we address the bullshit that brought us to the situation, because like I said, remember, everyone has an agreement. Everyone plays an agreement in the shit that we're in right now. Until you address that stimuli, that locus of control inside of you that said, yes, I'll go with this, baby, you're going to be saging, you're going to be praying, and you're going to be affirming for a real long time. Because until you address that root cause, the shit that you're doing is just, it's just cosplaying. It's cosplaying spirituality. All right? Let's see. Okay, where's that? She looked like she's the director of a Salvation Army. Okay, but I got a job. How about you, darling? Okay, please don't make me read you. Please, I may be spiritual, but baby, I'm mixed. I'm spiritual and I'm ghetto. Pray with me, but don't play with me. Okay, just letting you know. Saturn went retrograde July the 12th. She will be going direct September the 1st. Baby, Saturn is going to be testing your foundations. Saturn is going to be testing your discipline. Saturn is going to be testing your boundaries. If it's not built to last, Saturn is going to show you how weak the shit is. If it's not built to last, Saturn is going to show you how weak your shit is. All right. Yes, Sal. Put that Saturn up in there. Um, we got, okay, though it's not a planet, it is a heavenly body. It's called a Chiron. Chiron is the wounded warrior. Chiron is unpacking soul wounds and inviting you to for deeper self-compassion. Chiron is teaching you how to be better for yourselves. All right. So Chiron went retro July the 30th, and Chiron is going to go direct January the 2nd. So we got a long stretch of time to be doing this shit. So yeah. So you know, like I said, Mercury, we're in the shadow period right now. And it's going to be reviewing, refining, correcting. We're not going to rush into nothing. We're going to get it right before we go full speed ahead. Pluto is that deep transformation. We're facing what's been hidden so that we can reclaim our power. Pluto is that planet that's going to show you why you got to sage your house so many damn times. Pluto is the planet that's going to show you why you keep saying all these fucking affirmations. Pluto is that planet. She's that girl. Okay. Neptune's going to get your spiritual clarity together, separating divine guidance from fantasy or bullshit. Saturn. Yes, Saturn is about rebuilding structure. Neptune is going to knock down the shit that's not for real. Saturn is going to help you build from a clearer foundation. They're working together. But see, here's the thing. So many of us are addicted to our bullshit that when we see release, we don't feel peace. We feel a trembling in the force. We feel that level of comfort, that level of familiarity is going. And because we are so used to operating, you know, with a nervous system that is in high alert, that when that stimulus is taken away, we don't know how to accept it. So again, Neptune's going to knock that bullshit down. Saturn is going to help build you up. All right. Saturn is going, like I said, rebuilding your structure, getting very serious about what you need to commit to. Chiron is all about healing. Baby, Chiron is that girl that tells you to kick off your shoes, put your shit on a ponytail, go in that bath, get that Epsom salts, get you your Pinot Grigio, and just relax. Just don't do a Whitney. But Chiron, that's what Chiron is doing. Chiron is pulling you together. So this isn't a sit and wait season. This is an inner excavation. We are pulling bullshit that we do no longer need. We just pulling it out. And then here it is. Your outer world will catch up when your inner work is done. When your inner work is done, you ain't going to be affirming, you ain't going to be praying, you ain't going to be saging, because you ain't going to have to, because the inner work was done. Okay? So, I gave you all, Mercury went direct last night. Saturn is going to go direct September the 1st. So that's coming up soon. And then that's going to leave us with 3 planets. Pluto is going to go direct October the 13th. Neptune is going to go direct December 10th. Chiron is going to go direct January the 2nd. So right now the cosmos, like I said, they feral. The cosmos are feral right now. Right now it's our reflection mode. We got to go and reflect, see what's going on. It's there. These 5 major energies are turning inwards, and they're asking us to slow down and rework and reconnect before we try to sprint forward. Okay, so remember, y'all, this is divine timing, not a delay, but this is a refinement. Our breakthroughs are in the edit stages right now. We're not being rushed. All right. Sunday, y'all, I tell you all what's going on. And as you know, I'm dealing with an ex that is homeless and has got spine cancer. And after work on Sunday, I went over to his camp, and I was with him for a while, and y'all, that is hard. I'm just gonna say that it's hard. I'm trying to be strong for him, and then I I started doing some filming. I don't know if I told you all that. I pulled out my camera, and of course, with his permission, um, I tried filming some of our conversations, but he doesn't have the lung capacity to project, so it's very hard to hear him. And I got to find one of those little mics so that I can give him, so that when he speaks, you all can hear what's going on. And I want to start a channel for him, so that he can like vlog, his journey. In the meantime, during both jobs, like I'm calling agencies, here in Chicago, to see what I can do. I was I was on the phone. I was on the phone this day, today, with the coalition, the Chicago Coalition for the Homeless. And y'all, I had to take a step back. I had to take a step back. I was just with the receptionist, and this woman, she is only doing her job. She's only doing her job, but I kind of snapped on her, and I was explaining the situation. I said, there's somebody that is that has a diagnosis, and they're homeless, and they got cancer. And then mama on the phone is going to ask me, well, what kind of cancer do they have? I said, bitch, the kind that you die from. What do you want? What cancer? What difference does it make? And then I just, what? She hung up. I didn't blame her. She didn't deserve that. But, that's where I'm at right now. That's where I'm at right now. Which is the reason why I'm not doing any readings at the moment, because when I'm not centered, baby, we not doing that. We're not doing that. I gotta be focused for that energy. But Sunday, I wanted to start off. I wanted to do a live. I wanted to do a live, and I wanted to set you all up for success for this week. So, hey, Miss Deanna, greetings, love. I wanted to set you guys up for this, for the week for success. So today is Tuesday, so better late than never. Better late than never. Sal, thank you for the candle, baby. Thank you, darling. So, in the chat, do me a favor. Put number one. Put a number one in the chat if, when you were a kid, you started getting a feeling of anxiety a Sunday afternoon, knowing that Monday you had to go back to school. Put a one in the chat if you did, because I can tell you I did. It was very I was very much that kid. Anybody? Autumn, yeah. Autumn, yeah. Yep. Kept, yeah. Deanna says I kept anxiety. Deanna, I'm gonna unpack something for you, baby. I'm going to unpack something for you, mama. That dread that we felt about school is the same dread we feel about work. And I want to break it down for y'all. Back then, school were rules, schedules, and somebody else running the show. There were homework deadlines. There was tests. Then the social aspect, trying to fit in, all those little peer groups, the little cliques. And whether you love school or you hated it, it carried a weight. So in Western society, school wasn't just about learning facts. School was designed to train us to be good workers, showing up on time, following orders, sitting still, doing what was expected. Some of the biggest leaders of industry at that time, of that era, Andrew Carnegie, Henry Ford, they shaped the school system. They believed that schools should create a workforce that is obedient, that is punctual, that is efficient, not necessarily thinkers or questioners. Did you catch what I just said? Deanna, I'm talking to you right now. Did you catch what I just said? There was a group of white men in the beginning of the turn of the century that fought among themselves and said, with our money, we can shape a school system that we can systematically take away autonomy from individuals at an early age so we can get what we want from them. Which goes back to language, because I'm a stickler for language. I never say work week. I never say weekend. I'll give you workflow. I will give you 5-day work cycle. But I will never give you work week. Because that's what the shit was designed to weaken you. To weaken you. And then as a reward, you get the weekend, the lesser of the 2 days. So that you can rejuvenate, not to do anything else, but so that you can rejuvenate and go back and do the shit again. Miss Hampton, do you understand where that anxiety came from? The mindset wired our nervous system over years. Wake up, rush, go perform for approval, and those patterns kept running deep. Now as adults, a lot of us, a lot of our jobs feel the same way. Our brain doesn't care if you're sitting at a school desk or an office desk. It's a place where you got to perform, where you're going to be measured, where you're going to be watched, where your stress system flips the same switches. We've been conditioned. We literally been trained for years to follow schedules, to meet expectations, and to suppress ourselves in order to fit in. And as hard as I tried, it was never enough. Mama, it was never going to be enough. It was never going to be enough. Y'all, let me get through this. Let me get through this. And I'm going to address Miss Hampton. That Sunday dread as a child, it would hit me somewhere in the afternoon. Your body remembers from childhood. So it plays that same old tune like a broken record. There's the lack of freedom. As kids have no choice about school. Now, many of us feel the same way about work. Fixed schedules, expectations, limited room to breathe. And then as a society, we place insurance. You don't have the luxury to say fuck that job, because if you say fuck that job, there goes your health care. There goes your health care. And Mr. Michaels, right now, this is where I'm gonna weave in what you said earlier about pumpkin spice in the Oval Office, okay? The social stuff, the bosses, the co-workers, the politics, our inner child goes, yeah, I know this feeling. I know this feeling. Wait a minute. Who's ever had that feeling like, oh shit, I gotta work next to this bitch here? I do. I do. Here's the thing though. I wanted to give this to you on Sunday. But like I said, that day that I had with Christopher, yep, yep. Miss Autumn is co-signing what I just said. Yep. The day that I spent with Christopher took a lot out of me. And so I tried, and I even went live, and then it was like 5 minutes, nobody can. I was like, you know what, fuck it, I'll do this later. I'll do this later. And so we addressed, because Miss Hampton said she kept that anxiety, and that right there, that broke my heart. So Miss Hampton was brave enough to admit that. And I'm pretty sure that a lot of us here, we all keeping that. So I'm offering you an out. Here's what I want you to know. Here's what I want you to know. That old dread doesn't have to run your life anymore. You're not a kid. You're not a child. You are not trapped by school rules anymore. You've grown. And with growth, there comes choices. And we have the ability to rewrite the story our body has been stuck in for years. So instead of anxiety or dread, I want you all to be curious. When you all wake up on Monday, and I put it in on Monday, we're on Tuesday. I did a whole week. I did a whole week. There's the little videos on the whole week. So when you wake up on Monday, as opposed to like, I gotta go to this bitch here, I want you to think like, what can I create today? How can I make this better? Because you do have the choice. You do have the choice. Instead of pressure, I want you to all start feeling your purpose. Why am I here? What is my gift? What is my gift? We are where we're at, not by accident. Yes, we need a job. Yes, we needed a job. Yes, we live in a capitalistic society. However, you all are grown, and you do. And wait a minute. And the thing is I'm trying to tell you that anxiety and dread is bullshit. It is the shit that Andrew Carnegie and Henry Ford and a few other old white men wanted you to have, and you all are carrying it. And not only that though, but your kids are watching you, and your kids are carrying it too. So right now we got to decide. Ya basta. Se acabó. I'm over it. I'm over it. I'm not sitting here telling anybody to give up their job. I'm not sitting here telling anybody to tell their boss to kiss their ass. None of that shit. They can control what time you come in. They can control what's on your plate, work-wise. What they cannot control is your attitude towards it. But I'm gonna do some weaving right now, y'all. I'm gonna do some weaving. So stay with me. The divine presence that's inside all of us is always ready to pull us out of fear and out of old patterns. We're not bound by the past. We are not bound by the past. We are free to claim our joy. We are free to claim our peace. We are free to claim our freedom, even in the places we once dreaded. Even in the places we once dreaded. Yeah. So take a moment. If those words hit, breathe in your power. Breathe in that power and tell yourself you're going to step into that job a new way tomorrow. Okay? We're going to step into that job in a new way tomorrow. All right? The shit that I'm telling you right now, I don't know if you can feel it, but there's a shift going on right now. There's a major shift going on right now. There's a shift going on right now. And we are seeing a whole lot of shit go down. Not only are we seeing a whole lot of shit go down, we are seeing that the guardians of those paradigms, they're getting very nervous. They're getting very nervous. I don't like getting political up on here. I got my views and I've got my opinions. I don't like to bring that up here, but it seems like that is the most paramount thing right now. The crime rate in Washington has been it's the lowest it's ever. There's a 30% reduction in crime. But yet Pumpkin Spice decided that he was going to call the National Guards on American citizens in Washington, in the nation's capital. You think that's by accident? If there's no crime, if crime is at its lowest, why would he call the National Guard? You know what I want to know? You know what I want to know is, there ain't no crime happening in Washington and he could call the National Guard, but when the Capitol was being overrun, that fucker couldn't do shit. See, that's the shit that pisses me off. But I digress. So, again, there's a lot of shit going down. So I want you all to be aware of it. So, if you all want, we can do a group prayer afterwards for the rest of the work cycle, the workflow. But I wanted to get through that. So right now in the chat, let me know how we doing. Let me know in the chat how we doing. We doing good? Are y'all keeping up with me? Or it's like, girl, you talking too much shit. You locked in. All right, Deanna. All right, Autumn. All right. Okay. On my Instagram, I put a story up on there, and we're going to talk about neuroplasticity in just a minute. But since I wasn't going to do any readings, Calvin, you ain't got to take it down. We already saw it, baby. Calvin, you already saw it. We already saw it, baby. Put it back up, baby. Calvin, stand by what you wanted to say. Stand by what you wanted to say, Calvin. I had to recalibrate. Because, like I was saying, the situation with Christopher, I fell in. I fell into false narratives. And I had to recalibrate. And then when you all saw my journal, and first when I journal, like I will let it come out what is going down, and then I will go back and I will remember my spiritual lessons. Y'all, I want to take this time right now to introduce you to Romans 12 verse 2. Romans 12 verse 2 of the King James Bible. Romans 12 verse 2. And I repeat, it says, And be not conformed to this world, but be ye transformed by renewing of your mind, that ye may prove what is that good and acceptable and perfect, the will of God. Okay? So with that, be not here, let me break it down. Be not conformed. That passage, that line right there, it says, stop letting the outside world write your script. You don't have to wear the label that it hands you. Break free from those illusions, from those attachments, and from those false narratives that keep you small. Where it says be transformed, this is your clue. This is your clue to change from the inside out. The life, the life you want, it starts with your thoughts. And I'm always telling you, get your mind right, and get your words right. Those words, those are the first forms of manifestation. Get your mind right, get your words right. Watch your mouth. We want to end the old self so that the new self can rise. You're looking for a spiritual metamorphosis right here. And we're in the passage, it says a renewal of the mind. This is your daily reset. This is not one of those things that you wake up with, okay, I'm doing. No. This is every day that ends in Y. You need to do a daily reset. Clear out the doubt, clear out the fears, clear out the lies, and fill your mind up with the truths that lift you higher. Hope, clarity, spiritual alignment. And again, this goes to your diet. This goes to your diet. What are you listening to? I'm telling you right now, I'm a deep Chicago house girl, because you will never find a disparaging message in Chicago house. I don't listen to this new shit. It doesn't do nothing for me. I'm not watching baddies. I'm not watching the Real Housewives of whoever it is. I'm not doing all that shit. That becomes a part of you. It's very low vibrational. It's very low vibe. And it's cute and it's fun. It's fun to watch people, act a fool and shit like that. But where is the redemption? If you're going to do that, you need a balanced diet. And we don't have balance here. We got shit music. We got shit television. Nobody's reading. Nobody reads. Everyone is looking shit at their phone. Whatever it takes. Our attention spans have gone by so fast. So, that's what we got to do. That's what we got to do. Be not conformed to this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. Romans chapter 12 verse 2. All right. So we're moving in. We're moving into oh shit. We're moving into neuroplasticity. Okay. I'm trying to see how I want to go into this. All right. Not much longer, Mr. Stevens. Give me 5 more minutes. I know you, honey, the man got yoga in the morning. But by the way, I want to thank everybody for joining me, honey. Baby, I wish I had a little bit more for you. She had things going on. All right. So like I said, I kept saying that word, neuroplasticity. This is your brain's built-in ability to change itself. Okay? And this is where, Deanna, this is where it comes in. Every thought that we repeat, every emotion we dwell in, every intention that we set, it's all rewiring our mind. We are not stuck with the brain that we had yesterday. We can shape it right now. We can shape it right now. So, Ronnie, how does neuroplasticity fit in with spirituality? Our spiritual practices, they are not just feel-good habits. They are brain training rituals. Prayer, meditation, affirmation, visualization, gratitude. They don't just inspire. They don't inspire us at the moment. They physically strengthen the parts of our brain wired for peace, for faith, for clarity, and for compassion. And the more we do them, the more the brain learns towards love instead of fear, towards possibilities instead of doubt. Am I right or am I wrong? Am I right or am I wrong? What we're talking about is a spiritual neurofeedback loop. Science says neurons fire together. They wire together. Spirit says energy flows where attention goes. It's the same law playing out in two different languages. Focus on fear, you're going to deepen fear's grip. Focus on faith, you're going to make faith your default setting. Your mind will follow your focus, and your life will follow your mind. And that's why I said, get your mind right, watch your mouth. Get your mind right, watch your mouth. Spirituality has always taught us that what you hold in your mind shows up in your life. Let me tell you all something. Let me say this to y'all. If you can hold an image in your mind for 17 seconds, and you do that repeatedly, you are changing quantum physics, and what you are thinking about is going to come through. 17 seconds. 17 seconds. It goes back to that. If you had the faith of a mustard seed, do we have the attention span of a mustard seed? Let me say this. We don't have an attention deficit disorder. We have an intention deficit disorder. Did you catch that? So, neuroplasticity is science behind the truth. Our spiritual alignment changes our brain. Your brain changes your perception. Your perception changes your reality. It's all connected. It is all connected. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. All right. All right. I got it. I got it. I got it. We affirm. We affirm. Through the infinite presence, we are renewed. Each thought of faith, of love, and truth rewires our minds in perfect alignment with divine order. We are shaped by the spirit that moves through us, and our life reflects its perfect pattern. That's an affirmation for your ass. That right there, that's an affirmation for your ass. I'm not gonna keep you all. I'm not gonna hold you all. We was gonna do the prayer for the week. We was gonna do it. Oh shit! I said the word, y'all. That's how tired I am. We're gonna do the prayer for a perfect workflow. So let me see the chat. Nay. Hey, Nay, catch the replay, baby. We got some good gems up in here. We had some good gems up in here. Chat, how are we feeling? Let me get some feedback in the chat. How we doing? Sal is ready to pray. Look at them hands is ready. How we doing, chat? Martha says good. Okay, we got 10 people up in here and only one person said something. And Miss Hampton, and I'm happy you here. What's this? When did you come into class? I missed you. I didn't even got you down on attendance. What's this? How you doing, baby? How you doing? All right. Just now, okay. All right. Okay. You good. All right. Well, we got 10 people and 4 people answered. I'll take it. All right, y'all. Set your intentions. Get some air in there. Get some deep breaths. Close your eyes. Get your mind centered. And before we speak, I want you to focus on the workflow experience that you want. Money comes to us freely and easily. Our productivity comes to us freely and easily. We want that. We want that bitch over here to keep, mind the fucking business. Leave me the fuck alone. That's what we want. If we take public transportation, we want the buses and the trains to be working on time. We don't want nobody funking sitting next to us. That's what we want. Focus on what you want. Breathe out, close your eyes. We're gonna go. We're gonna get in there. I hope Mr. Stevens didn't go, he passed out. Here we go. Divine presence within all of us. We are more than the roles we play, more than the work we do or the tasks that we complete. We are limitless beings of purpose, of creativity and light. Our jobs are places where we express our unique gifts, where we add value, kindness, and energy that no one else can bring. We release the weight of identity from our work, knowing that who we are is unshakable, internal, and whole. With each breath, we claim our power to show up fully, to contribute meaningfully, and to grow endlessly. We are grateful for the opportunity to serve. We are free to rise beyond limitations, to create joy, to create peace, and abundance in all we do. And so it is, and so it is, and so it is, and so it is. Before we close out tonight, I want you to take a moment right now or after this live and check in with yourself. What's coming up for you? What truth did you discover tonight? What one small step are you ready to take? If you feel called, drop it in the chat or write it down somewhere private. Sharing helps us own our power and builds this community. You're not alone in this. All right? And remember, the power to change our story is already inside of us. We've been carrying it all along, even when you don't know it. So as you go back tonight to your workflow, to your life, carry that knowledge with you. Knowledge is power. Own it. Move with it. Because you're already stepping into your freedom. We got 8 people here, and 8 people is enough. Y'all, I want to thank you so much. Let it go, baby. Let it go, Autumn. Let it go. Let it go. Let it go. Good night, Miss Flores. Thank you for stopping by, Miss Flores. Y'all give it up to my monitor, please. Give her some hearts. She did not have to be here. I was trying to give these girls a day off, and they always keep coming. And for Miss Autumn, what have you not come through that hasn't worked, but you still here? You know what fear feels like. You already know what fears feels like. Let that shit go, and let's see what new shit can come through. Okay? Good. Good. All right, y'all. Thank you so much. Listen, she been working hard. Otherwise, I'd have gussied up a little bit for you. Y'all, thank you for not feeding the trolls. Thank you. I'll feed them. Okay? Feeding gremlins after midnight. Bastards. I'll feed them. But yeah, that one dude that dropped that shit, he retracted. No. Don't retract nothing, baby. No. Stand by the shit you say up in this chat. Miss Deanna, it has been my pleasure. Thank you, darling. Autumn, good evening, my love. Good evening. Let that story come to you, baby. Let that story come to you. To everybody, with the rest of this workflow, you all stay in alignment. You all stay blessed. I will be live Saturday. Y'all stay blessed. Thank you so much. Good night. Good night.